Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Jeez, Keith, what happened? I just have to ask. I mean, I hate to be that bold and upfront, but what in the hell happened overnight?
Why?
Whew. Just wondering. This looks like, I don't know.
It's a medical condition and you're not supposed to talk about it.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Keith is on vacation the rest of the week. Obviously, Jeffy fills in. Thanks for being here.
Oh, no. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm always happy to help you, with just getting you on the air and sharing really nice things about you.
It's nice of you.
Promoting your stupid
almost believe you
podcast thing, whatever it is.
You chewing the fat?
Yeah, that's
that's the stupid podcast.
That's the
thing?
one. Yeah. Where could I get that if I wanted to?
Wherever podcasts, you know what? I'll even go back to. I'll throw you back to the old line. Wherever free podcasters.
Okay. All right.
Whatever platform you get your podcasts on.
So
I'm there.
Are you saying you still kept it free? You've been able to fend off the hordes who want to cash in on you?
Wow. You say that like you don't believe me.
No, I absolutely know that it's fully true.
Because yes is the answer.
Okay. That's like a full-time job right there, isn't it? Fighting them off like that?
I'm thinking about hiring somebody just to take care of it.
Yeah, you really should. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. What'd you think of the... I actually liked the convention last night. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yes, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was good to hear. Good to hear from hardworking Americans that are saying, "Hey, President Trump is helping us."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it was good to see that, and it was good to, it feels more American than last week.
Oh, you think? Wow.
A lot more? Say, okay, I'll give you a lot more.
Yes.
Than last week. No question.
Jeez. It's so refreshing to watch this week when it was so painful to try to get through last week. I mean, the lies and the spin and the garbage that comes out of their mouth and the socialism and the hatred for this country and for anybody successful and the continual blame and racist nonsense.
Before we get, and we'll obviously get into, what he said and she said, but how are you watching it?
The first night I watched it on my iPad. Last night I watched it.
But what network are you watching it
on? I wasn't a network the first night. I was watching it from some streaming service. I don't remember which.
Okay, because obviously it's streamed everywhere, but I couldn't find it. Last week when I was already on Amazon watching something, so I went back to the homepage and there's like 4 blocks of DNC squares.
Yeah.
And so I clicked on one. That's the way I watched it. It was just a direct feed of the convention. This week they say that it's on. Last night they said it was on Amazon.
You couldn't find it.
I found the first 4 hours in the afternoon. It's not on the homepage, and it's very difficult to find. And then many of the networks.
You don't suppose that's by design?
No, I just think it was just an
amazing coincidence and an oversight.
And then exactly. I started watching on ABC. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take the commentary. I started watching on CNN just to see what they were saying. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, I started watching on MSNBC, thinking they were just gonna
run it.
They were just going to run it. No, they break in and
Fox doesn't either.
They break in and try to counter everything said.
They're countering. Okay, so then I go to Fox and say, well, Fox will just run the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No, they're not.
We've got to break in and give us commentary.
You know who did a great job of it? OAN.
Oh, okay. I went to C-SPAN.
That's where I wanted to watch it last night.
I ended up watching it on C-SPAN.
Yeah, it's probably just
the end of the first night and all last night, just so that I could watch the convention.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to watch. That's all I wanted to do. Watch the convention.
Right. I don't want to hear your take on it at all. I don't care about your take on it.
And what they're breaking in.
I know.
People are in the middle of their little 5-minute speech. Give them their time.
Trying to refute what was being said.
On
what
those
they were doing
networks,
on
and on
MSNBC.
Fox are saying, boy, that was great. They're saying this.
Right. I don't need that.
Okay. No, I don't either.
Yeah. So But
anyway,
I think the Republicans are doing a pretty good job of this virtual thing.
And I kind of, the production is much better than last week.
Much better than the Democrats.
Yeah.
Which blows me away because I guess the first night, I don't know what the ratings last night, but on Monday night, they were down about 3 million from the Democrats. Wow. First night to night. Yeah, so I was really surprised about that.
Well, but I mean, look, even the Republicans and conservatives after last week on Monday
might have had enough.
On Monday you're like, oh no,
it's possible.
I can't.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, I was there, and if it hadn't been for the job, I probably would have been in that pile of I can't.
Where you didn't watch it.
I just can't.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was worth it.
Yeah,
They've done a good job.
It's nice to be able to see politicians and regular American people who don't make your eyes bleed. They don't make your head explode. I like that. Jeez. So tough when everything you know to be true is spit on.
I know.
Night after night, speaker after speaker. Just last week was unbearable. So maybe it's compared to last week, but I just think they're doing a pretty good job of it. And so I hope it continues.
Yeah, me too.
I really do hope it continues. What did you think of Melania last night? Melania...
in that god-awful rose garden?
Yeah.
I can't.
Right.
I mean...
She changed it.
Barely get through it.
That's the people's garden. How dare she? If Melania was a Democrat, the media would be slobbering all over her.
There's no doubt about that. She's their perfect person.
Yes, she's beautiful. She's well put together. She's incredibly into fashion. She's an immigrant who speaks broken English.
And multiple languages.
Who became First Lady of the United States of America. Yeah, multiple languages. Supposedly everything the left loves and adores and seeks after. Instead, all they do is mock and disparage her. Except she's a Republican, or at least her husband is.
Yeah, she is tied to Trump.
Yep.
And you can't have that. Man. You cannot have. In fact, she spawned a child from that evil man.
Yes, she did.
I mean,
she did.
And that's why they hate her.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Here's somebody who is actually world-class beautiful. You don't have to talk about her arms. Look at those arms. They're trying to find anything they can say about her. Anything that's attractive, an attractive feature. Wow, those arms. Wow.
Are you saying when you say, look at those arms, that's all you could find?
That's all you've been able to find that's attractive about her. Who talks about a woman's arms? Nobody.
We did for 8 years or 10 years or however long. We're still doing it.
I know. Wow, those are incredible arms.
She is just beautiful. Look at those arms.
Yeah, see, with Melania, you don't have to do that. It's a package. It's a whole package that looks darn good. So
anyway, what she said was,
it was good.
Right?
It was good.
It was Melania. Mm-hmm. I believe that she loves the children. And she cares about the children? I know I can't. Every time I say that, even last night as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, I can't think of Melania and children because all I can think of is Michael Jackson.
What kind of freak? What kind of freak would not
I believe that.
Let the children.
I don't know that she connects.
She doesn't connect. No.
I don't know that she connects.
I know that she doesn't seem to connect. I think she's shy. And she's not used to the spotlight. She
really seems nervous.
Want the spotlight? She was really nervous, especially at the very beginning of the speech last night. And she's just not meant for that necessarily. So, yeah, there's a communication issue there that she doesn't connect with. But still, if she was Democrat, they'd completely ignore that. It would not matter in the least.
What do you mean she doesn't connect?
Right.
She's more American than you.
So they also put on an immigration show for legal immigrants, which is good because nobody's against, at least nobody I know, is against illegal immigration. So that was kind of a nice ceremony. I didn't realize the oath that they took to become citizens was quite that lengthy. It's
pretty
kind of long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
And you agree to a lot of stuff.
You sure do.
Like having to pick up.
You agree to a lot of stuff that makes you think that some people who have taken it aren't following it.
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, you can't have fidelity to another country. I don't know how dual citizenship is possible then. How can you be a dual citizen in America when you're swearing off allegiance and fidelity to every other potentate, sovereignty, whatever?
Yeah.
I don't see how that's possible then. So kind of interesting. And we had some more great speeches. What was the name of the guy? Daniel. Was it Daniel Cameron? Incredible. He was fantastic start to finish.
From Kentucky?
Yes, he's the Attorney General of Kentucky. Yeah. Here's what he had to say last night.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Cameron. I am 34 years old and the first African-American Attorney General in Kentucky history. It is an honor to be with you as a proud Republican and supporter of Donald J. Trump. I was raised in Kentucky, just a few miles from Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. Our first Republican president believed in compassion, self-reliance, freedom, equality, and justice. Sadly, there are some who don't believe in this wisdom or in the better angels of our shared American history as they tear down the statues of people like Ulysses S. Grant, Frederick Douglass, and even Mr. Lincoln himself. Lincoln said, "Any nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure." And for Republicans, our heroes are those who propelled an imperfect nation ever forward, always striving to make life better for everyone. Even as anarchists mindlessly tear up American cities while attacking police and innocent bystanders, we Republicans do recognize those who work in good faith towards peace, justice, and equality. In fact, it was General Dwight Eisenhower, a future Republican president, who said, "Democracy is a system that recognizes the equality of humans before the law." Whether you are the family of Breonna Taylor or David Dorn, these are the ideals that will heal our nation's wounds. Republicans will never turn a blind eye to unjust acts, but neither will we accept an all-out assault on Western civilization. My values were shaped by my faith and by my parents. I worked at their small coffee shop, meeting people from all walks of life. And I realized something. No matter who we are, everyone needs a cup of coffee. That lesson stuck with me because despite our differences, we all want the same things: for our children to have more opportunities than we did, to feel the dignity of work, and to believe that if you play by the rules, you can make a good life for yourself and your family. So the question is, will we choose the path that gives us the best chance to meet those universal desires? Or will we go backward to a time when people were treated like political commodities who can't be trusted to think for themselves? I think often about my ancestors who struggled for freedom. And as I think of those giants and their broad shoulders, I also think about Joe Biden, who says, "If you aren't voting for me, you ain't black," who argued that Republicans would put us back in chains, who says there is no diversity of thought in the black community. Mr. Vice President, look at me. I am black. We are not all the same, sir. I am not in chains. My mind is my own. And you can't tell me how to vote because of the color of my skin.
Wow, that's pause
Joe
it for a
Biden
second.
is a back.
Had that been live in front of an audience, can you imagine that?
Oh.
That room would have erupted.
I know.
They would have literally blown the roof off of it. All right, let's see the rest of this.
My mind is my own, and you can't tell me how to vote because of the color of my skin.
That's great.
Joe Biden is a backwards thinker in a world that is craving forward-looking leadership. There's no wisdom in his record or plan, just a trail of discredited ideas and offensive statements. Joe Biden would destroy jobs, raise our taxes, and throw away the lives of countless unborn children. And he is captive to the radical left, a movement committed to cancel culture and the destruction of public discourse. They believe your skin color must dictate your politics. And if you fail to conform while exercising your God-given right to speak and think freely, they will cut you down. The politics of identity, cancellation, and mob rule are not acceptable to me. Republicans trust you to think for yourself and to pursue your American dream however you see fit. Mr. Lincoln said the dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise to the occasion. I believe Donald Trump can meet Lincoln's mandate, even as Joe Biden remains trapped by his own failed record and by the radicals who dominate his party. Let's be honest, no one is excited about Joe Biden. And so I ask you to judge the record.
That's for sure.
On criminal justice reform,
thank you.
Joe Biden couldn't do it, but President Trump did. On the economy,
yes,
Joe Biden
couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
But President Trump did build an economy that worked for everyone, especially minorities, and he will do it again. And on immigration, Joe Biden promises more to illegal immigrants than he does to you.
Yep.
But President Trump believes his highest duty is to the American worker. The choice is clear. Let me close with something my mom told me.
All right.
This country's many faces comprise a family, not separate parts to be divided against each other. And like any family, we care for one another. We grieve together. We share our burdens and our struggles, and we celebrate our successes. And though we fuss and fight, we are not enemies. We are Americans, united by a collective faith in our Constitution and laws and the fundamental fairness they represent. We are defenders of life and of individual liberty, and we carry the mantle of Eisenhower and of Reagan to be a force for good in this world, and one that must always be reckoned with. That's my Republican Party, the party of Lincoln, that believes America is an indispensable nation, an evergreen tree, standing tall in a turbulent world. And that's why I am voting for Donald Trump for president. Thank you, and God bless.
No kidding.
That's manna from heaven, isn't it?
Awesome.
Manna from heaven.
Awesome. Now, I will say, in defense of Joe Biden not getting these things done, he's only been there for 47 years.
Right. I mean, what is that? Half a lifetime?
You can't expect
to some people. I mean, if you live till you're 94, that's half a lifetime.
Or a quarter.
Whatever it is. And the other interesting thing is you don't hear a lot of praise heaped on Dwight Eisenhower. That's
no, you do not. No,
he seems to be a big fan, though, so good.
He's a fan of Dwight.
And you talk about a rising star in the Republican Party. Keep an eye
no kidding.
on Daniel Cameron. That was good stuff. All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Patriot Mobile. We've seen how the left acts and embraces cancel culture. So how about we give them a little taste of their own medicine and cancel your left-wing supporting cell phone provider. Make the switch to America's only conservative cell phone carrier, Patriot Mobile. They don't send your money. A lot of these companies send up to 5 or 10% of your monthly bill to causes they believe in, like Planned Parenthood. Patriot Mobile will absolutely not do that, and you can designate where you want your money to go when they do their donations. Get the same reliable nationwide service and support a company that loves the country, shares your values, and supports our Constitution. It's Patriot Mobile. Right now, when you join their family of freedom-loving Americans, you'll get free activation plus a free gift when you use the offer code PAT. And veterans and first responders save even more. So make the switch today. 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT, or visit patriotmobile.com/PAT.
Pat Gray returns.
Tiffany Trump came out of the shadows, or I don't know where she's
showed up.
been.
Dad let her out. Said,
Interesting.
Yeah, go ahead and speak.
Really the only member. I guess they kind of protect Barron, too. Barron's not seen a lot or spoken of a lot. But his family's usually pretty high profile, other than Tiffany.
Well, she's been going to school, right? So she's been off at school, and while she is a Trump, she's a Trump over there.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have the same.
No, she doesn't.
Je ne sais quoi, I guess. in the family. But I thought she was really good last night.
Yeah, she looked great, sounded great.
Looked great.
Said what was supposed to say.
Did a really good job.
Looked like she'd dimmed down a little bit for the convention.
And so that's what you're getting to.
No, I'm just saying.
That's what you're getting to.
I'm just saying. She looked like, there for a while. Tiffany appeared that she was.
Really? I did not didn't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I've never.
I'm just talking about the Instagram post. That's
okay. All right. Here's a little bit of what Tiffany and Eric Trump and Melania had to say. Just a few of the highlights.
My father has made me believe that America can truly be great again. If you care about living your life without restraints, about rebelling against those who would suppress your voice and building your American dream, then the choice in this election is clear.
It is.
A vote for my father, Donald J. Trump, is a vote to uphold our American ideals. Be true to yourself and stay true to the dream of America.
In closing, I'd like to speak directly to my father. I miss working alongside you every single day, but I'm damn proud to be on the front lines of this fight.
All right.
I'm proud of what you're doing for this country. I'm proud to show my children what their grandfather is fighting for. Dad, let's make Uncle Robert very proud this week. Let's go get another 4 years. I love you very much.
I'm here because we need my husband to be our president and commander-in-chief for 4 more years.
That's true.
He's what is best for our country.
Yeah, and there you have it. There you have it. Little highlights from the Trump family. I don't think it's a secret that I'm not a big fan of the Trump boys, of Eric and Don Jr. I'm not a huge, but I thought he was really good last night. I thought it was good. Did you see it?
I did. Yeah,
did you
I watched
like
the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, Eric's okay. He wasn't as pumped up as Junior is.
Right.
Junior has this high energy.
I thought it was.
Eric
I thought he hit the right
too.
tone.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Last night, that was the tone of last night.
Yeah, you don't want to fall into the trap of Kimberly Guilfoyle. That was
the excitement.
the excitement. Is that what that was?
Yes.
It was excitement.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought she was having a psychotic episode.
America first, and he has. When President Trump cut middle-class taxes, putting tens of thousands of dollars back in the pockets of working-class Americans.
And we should stand up to him and say, this is America, and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration. It was that type of deal.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of that.
She didn't set herself up to be a rising star in the Republican Party.
Bit of that.
Yeah.
She doesn't need
and
to
I like her. I thought she was good on Fox.
And she didn't do anything horrible.
No, she didn't. It was just a bad speech, period. Or badly delivered. What she was saying was fine.
Yeah.
Just the way she was saying it was a little over the top.
Excited. And,
all right. That's right. But everybody last night, and a lot of just normal rank and file Americans.
I love that. I love the working guys, the Wisconsin guys, the farmers, the builders, those businessmen. I mean, those guys are on the front lines.
Yeah.
Every day. They know how bad it was, how good it was getting, and because of the pandemic, it got bad again. But we're, battling back now,
So and it was mostly positive. However, they sent in a few of the troops to really take some shots, and I thought they were effective shots at Joe Biden. One of them was Pom Bondi. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Maybe we can play some of what she did.
She's great. She's always been
last
great.
night later on. She's fantastic.
She's always been
She looks good. She sounds good. What she was saying was effective. She laid out the case.
She went right down the Peter Schweitzer book list, man.
Yeah, or the Glenn Beck special list.
And
checked off a whole bunch of boxes.
Yeah.
Fact. And then she would state the fact about how on the take the Biden family was in not just Ukraine, but China as well.
I know. Let's go to China now.
Right. That was something. That was something else. And I'm sure, Democrats are going to be all out of their minds.
Well, that's not true. That's been discredited.
And it isn't, by the way.
No, it is not.
And last week, all they did was try to take apart Donald Trump. They disparaged him, lied about him, took shots at him every minute of the stupid convention last week. So for them to cry foul on, wait a minute, you're politicizing. Yeah, it's a Republican convention. It's not a church service. Of course it's going to be political, okay?
Well, if it was a church service, we couldn't have it.
That's right. So, not even virtually.
No, that can't happen, my friend.
Fortunately, it wasn't a church service. Don't mistake that. So great. And then Abby Johnson, we've got some great stuff from her.
She was
fantastic.
Awesome. I mean, what she had to say.
And she hit them right where they live.
She sure did.
Right in the Margaret Sanger. That has
she
to hurt.
Sure did, man.
She kicked them directly in the Margaret Sanger.
I mean, she's been here and we've talked to her, but she said a couple things last night that I hadn't heard her say before, and it was incredible as she broke down
really
the abortion
impactful.
Process.
Yeah. And she talked about the baby parts being assembled. She, which is abhorrent, anti-human, despicable, illegal, by the way, illegal. They shouldn't be piecing together body parts and selling them for profit or selling them at all. But they are, and they do. And her description, as many times as I've heard it,
I know.
It still chills me to the bone every time she talks about the baby trying to get away from the suction of
struggling for life.
Just trying to live.
I know.
And then what the doctor says when he sucks the baby out, beam me up, Scotty.
And the thing that,
oh my gosh.
I know, and the thing that got me last night, and well, I hope that we play it, but she talked about the smell of an abortion.
Yeah.
That's you just don't think of that. And thinking of that makes you not want to think about it.
That's for sure. That's for sure. The whole process is
it's just horrible.
So inhuman.
Just horrible.
It's unbelievable. Also, this is somewhat interesting. Hillary's discussion about not conceding the election.
Yeah, her whole.
Wow.
I don't know if we're going to play the whole thing or
play
the cut. I mean, that little last couple minutes of that interview.
Yeah, let's see.
Was really
Look,
was really
it's going to be a
fascinating,
close election.
even though it's Hillary.
As I said in my speech, you can win 3 million more votes and still,
right,
not get elected because of the Electoral College.
How long do we have to hear that?
It all comes down to the Electoral College.
I know. She is just all about that.
If it's a close election, like say Biden, say Biden wins, what do you think Trump will do?
Look, I think that they have a couple of scenarios that they're looking toward. One is messing up absentee balloting.
Right, of course.
They believe that helps them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that they then get maybe a narrow advantage in the Electoral College on Election Day. Because remember, we've seen a couple of cases, like in Wisconsin, where they did everything they could to mess up voting.
Did they?
But because courts had ordered absentee ballots to be counted if they were postmarked on Election Day, Democrats actually won some important
if they were to be counted on
races
Election
there.
Day.
In the recent
like they're not
Michigan
supposed to be.
primary, I was told in Detroit, the Republicans had 40 lawyers challenging absentee mail-in voting.
Pause this for a second.
And a local.
Okay. She was
But
told.
she was told this.
You were told by who? And is it backed up? Is it a fact? What do you mean you were told?
She was told.
So from hearsay evidence, you're just going to throw that out there.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. This is the Showtime docuseries, The Circus. So
Yeah, you can't mess
fact.
with that. So it's fact, obviously.
Fact.
Take that to the bank.
I mean, this lady is one of her campaign staffers, Jennifer Palmieri, that's interviewing her. So
She's terrific.
former
too.
campaign staffer. So you can understand that these are facts.
Yeah, right.
In fact, Jennifer may have been the one that told her.
I was told. Yeah, you know what I was told? I was told that nobody voted for Hillary Clinton in the last election.
Really?
Yeah, that all 65 million votes she got were manufactured by somebody in the deep state.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Fact.
Okay, so it's a fact. So you can take that right to the bank with Hillary's information she just spewed. Despicable.
Now, she later goes on, and if we have time, we'll get to it. She later goes on and says that Joe Biden should never concede.
We're going to get into that coming up, as well as Abby Johnson. You don't want to miss it. And it's great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Mailbox Hero. Mailbox Hero! He's got stars in his eyes. How dare you not like the Trump boys, Pat? Are you working for CNN now? You say? No, I'm not. I don't know what. I just can't. I can't warm up to Eric and Don Jr. Just can't warm up to him. Have you warmed up to him?
I love him.
Yeah, okay, all right. Sorry, it's just me.
Love him.
It's just me. But again, I thought Eric was pretty darn good last night.
Too. Look, and it's not liking them. It's just they're a different breed, right? I mean, they're definitely dad's kids.
No, for me, I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't know them.
Okay.
But I don't know what I see of them. Just not. I don't know. Not pleasant to me. But again, last night was really good. So let's just pay credit where credit is due. The Steve 42. Did Jeffy just make a fat joke?
Well, first of all.
Yeah. First of all.
I get to.
I wasn't joking. It was the truth.
I get to. That's right. And I was just commenting on her trimming down a little bit from and.
Okay, well, good. That helped. I think that was a really nice explanation.
Okay.
Way to smooth it over. Shall not be infringed. Tweets. Whoa. What's with the hate-filled white supremacy pouring out of Kentucky Attorney General's mouth? How does he sleep at night? Yeah, I don't know. Bronco Nagurski Fan Club says Hulu had the RNC displayed prominently on their homepage. I was surprised.
Yeah, I wonder. I think that was ABC, right? Hulu has that arrangement now with ABC.
It's owned
ABC
by Disney,
News.
yeah.
So when you go to
Hulu,
I mean, you get ABC News stuff. So I think that's what the deal, because ABC was definitely covering it full time.
It just reminded me of something I was. And we'll get to it later.
That actually helped ABC, by the way, too. Some of their numbers have gone up. ABC News stuff.
Oh, ABC's been huge,
strong since they went up on Hulu.
And not only is ABC number one on the evening news, they're the number one television show. Period. Were you aware of that? For some time now, all summer long, they've been number one on the Nielsen race.
I think
ratings.
that's a conspiracy against Lester Holt, to be honest with you.
You would, but it isn't.
I think my man Lester Holt over at NBC News is getting the shaft on that.
Yeah, well, he's getting crushed, is what he's getting. So there's that.
I don't know why NBC News would be getting crushed. They're only putting up wrong pictures of people on news stories. I don't know why that.
Can you imagine if that was Fox? When they're doing a story on Usain Bolt.
Yeah. Catching coronavirus.
Right.
A week, by the way.
Did he have coronavirus?
Yeah, he has coronavirus now. He's been.
Wow.
And this was a week after his big birthday party.
Usain Bolt, by the way, fastest man alive.
Fastest man alive.
Won, 17 gold medals in the 100-meter dash. So he had a big party.
He had a big birthday party.
And got sick right after.
Like a week or so ago.
Oh, boy.
Now he's contracted coronavirus, so they're kind of trying to tie that together. However... The NBCnews.com story, I think we have the picture of it, shows, we do. This is a world record sprinter.
You don't know that's not Usain Bolt? Come on now.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Kevin Hart. They've got Kevin Hart pictured instead of Usain
now everybody,
Bolt.
Everybody had fun with it, and even Kevin Hart. And,
and somebody put up, he's like, okay, there's about 2 feet difference between the two of them. Usain Bolt, I think, is 6'6" or something.
Yeah, he's only 6'4" or something like that. Yeah.
And Kevin Hart's 4'3", 3'8". I don't know.
Kevin, I think, would be happy in heels at 4'3".
Yeah.
And so they had fun with NBC. Obviously, it was a computer error.
Oh, I see. Okay, computer error. Would they accept that explanation from Fox?
Not a chance.
Nope. They would not.
Not a chance.
We were talking Hillary Clinton and her recent comments. Here's the crux of it. Here's the meat of it, what Hillary is saying. Hillary Clinton.
What they're going to do. And, Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances because
Wait, what?
I think this is going to drag out.
Wait.
And eventually I do believe he will win if we don't give an inch and if we are as focused and relentless as the other side is.
As the other side is.
Play the very beginning, the first 5 seconds of that one more time.
What they're going to do. And, Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances.
Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances. That is pretty amazing.
That sure is.
again, if that's Trump saying that or one of his advisors saying that, all hell has broken loose.
I mean, they've tried to bash Trump saying that he wasn't going to concede.
Right. Oh, yeah. They made a big deal out of that, but I guess it's fine for Hillary to say that Biden should never concede.
Of course.
Despicable. They're setting us up for a violent transition of power in November. For the first time in America's history, they're setting us up for a non-peaceful transition of power through an election. It's going to be hard to avoid with what they're doing here.
Yes, it is.
That is really awful and insightful. And again, these people can't win. I hope that's resonating with people. They seriously can't win this election.
And it's got to be overwhelming.
You know, people have asked me, well, Pat, what would be so bad about it? Just one term. Can't we survive that if the Democrats win in November? Well, what did AOC tell us last week at the convention? Listen to some of what she had to say.
Fidelity and gratitude to a mass people's movement working to establish 21st century social, economic, and human rights.
Human rights. Okay, so this is their goal, to establish social, economic, and human rights.
Including guaranteed health care, higher education, living wages, and labor rights for all people.
Well, what's wrong with that? I'll tell you what's wrong with that. We already have all those rights built into the United States Constitution. Have we always executed that perfectly? No, we haven't. Of course not. But we have built the closest thing to those ideals that is humanly possible. They would have you believe that no country on earth is further away from that ideal than the United States is. It's absolutely despicable what they're doing. So here's what she's saying. First, she's talking about the mass people's movement. Okay, let's think about that for a minute. In virtually every case, what does a mass people's movement mean? Think people's Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the People's Republic of China, the People's Republic of Congo. Those are all very democratic, aren't they?
Sure are.
They're just great. But listen to what else she outlines as to what this people's movement is all about. Guaranteed health care. Socialized medicine. We've gotten used to the term now. So it doesn't hit us like it should.
Oh, yes.
Because we should not be used to that term. They're talking about the crappy government takeover of something that's A, critical to our well-being in this nation, and B, 17% of the U.S. economy. They're talking about guaranteed college, which is supposedly free, right? Just magic pixie dust allows everybody to go to college for free, except that we, the taxpayers, will be paying for that for generations to come. Guaranteed living wages. Wow. So no matter what your effort level is, no matter your skill or determination levels, you're guaranteed a living wage. And what is a living wage? Is it $30,000?
Nope.
40?
No.
50,000? Is it 100,000?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the sound of it.
I mean, it's better, right? But, you know, in New York City, even 100,000 might barely be livable if you have a family. So what are you guaranteeing people here? And labor rights for all? I guess that means everybody has to join a union? What are you talking about? I mean, they are looking to... Here's what else she had to say.
In the United States. Mm-hmm. A movement striving to recognize and repair the wounds of racial injustice, colonization, misogyny, and homophobia.
Oh, my God. Good golly. They're looking to repair racism, homophobia, misogyny, and colonization. For some reason, everybody just seems to say, we're colonists. We go out and conquer land and make them colonies. Look at all the American colonies we got spread all over the world. We are not a colonialist country. We don't run around the globe creating colonies. We're not imperialists. I'm getting so sick and tired of that BS that we just let it roll over our backs, I guess. We are not colonialists. For that matter, racial injustice is not systemic either. It was not built into this system. Yes, there are racists, and there will always be racists. But by and large, we have, or had at some point, gotten to a pretty good place in this country.
I thought so as well.
Regarding race. We were there. We were practically there.
I mean, I know we've beaten it, but they continue to beat it, so we have to beat it back. But during, pre-Obama. Barack Obama.
Yeah, pre-Obama, we were in a pretty good place.
Well, I thought we were too. And we all said, great, we finally have an African-American man that's going to be president that can make the case.
Nope. He did the opposite. They set it on fire instead. It hasn't been this bad since the 60s.
I know.
Same with misogyny. I mean, there are some misogynists. There always will be some. But mostly, no, we're not misogynists. And don't even get me started on homophobia. Oh my gosh. There isn't a more powerful group of people right now in this country than homosexuals. Is there a more powerful lobby for people? No.
I don't think so.
Or anyone and everyone covered by any of the LGBTQIA2 plus umbrella. Anybody under that umbrella, you're pretty safe and secure.
If you've got the rainbow tattoo, you're good.
I mean, no nation on earth reversed themselves more quickly than we did on gay marriage. Nobody. Even though our predominant religion, Christianity, well, for that matter, Islam and Judaism too, all forbid the practice of homosexuality. All of that was tossed aside to clear the path for gay marriage. And, geez, the trans movement has become so powerful that leftist elites are denying science and reality in order to accommodate their demands of the trans people. For the love of heaven and all that is good and right and holy, we've changed the meaning of words.
Yes, we have.
For the trans movement. We can't even use gendered language anymore. We can't use certain pronouns for people anymore that are quite obvious. We've changed the meaning of some of the pronouns.
Yes, we have.
From plural to singular in some cases, or some cases it's still plural. Just depends on how the trans people feel about it. Okay, jeez. I mean, if you believe the Bible is the Word of God, but somebody asks you if homosexuality is a sin, in order to keep your job and not be banished to a leper colony, you better say no.
Yeah, and there better not be a disclaimer.
Right.
Before the no. The disclaimer, well, you put in the well, forget it. You're bludgeoned.
Absolutely. Yeah, even the well will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
They don't want and never have wanted just our tolerance and inclusion. That's not been the goal. They want our total and complete submission to their will, to their beliefs, and I mean absolute capitulation or else. Absolute total capitulation is the only thing that will do here. Okay? You even have to change your belief structure. I mean, good golly, it's amazing.
And to propose and build reimagined systems of immigration and foreign policy that turn away from the violence and xenophobia of our past.
Oh, my.
A movement that realizes the unsustainable brutality of an economy that rewards explosive inequalities of wealth.
Wait, what? Is that like explosive diarrhea? Explosive inequalities of wealth. Take some Metamucil or whatever for that.
I'm so
Call
sick
me in the morning.
of
I
hearing
can't take it.
How bad rich people are.
Me too.
I really am sick of it because I should be right on that list of hating them. First of all,
yes, you should.
I'm not rich, and they're keeping me down.
Right,
but they obviously are not keeping me down. I'm so sick of hearing it.
I'm sick. Yeah, and they're proposing and building reimagined systems of immigration and foreign policy. So the translation of that, I guess, is all y'all come free. Everybody who wants to flood across our border, come on over. Yeah. We don't care. Any time of the day or night, all bets are off. We're no longer a sovereign nation. Don't worry about it. She wants us to turn away from violence and xenophobia of our past. And what? Turn toward the violence and extremism that's going on right now in our present?
As we speak.
That's okay violence, because she likes that kind of, that's good, clean violence. She likes the people calling it or causing the violence now. That kind of violence is nice. It's good. And that kind of chaos is desirable. It's a movement that realizes the unsustainable brutality of an economy that rewards explosive inequalities of wealth for the few. And so there it is. There's their ultimate demand. Let's get to the heart of it. We just did. They want to end capitalism.
Yeah.
Period. Capitalism is merit-based, thus it's brutal.
Yep. And instead we have many rich people, ultra rich people who are now apologizing for their wealth, which makes it even worse.
Makes it worse. Sure does. And under Marxism, no one will be successful. I mean, yes, you'll eliminate wealthy people, you'll eliminate the middle class, and everybody will be equally poor.
Yeah.
Other than the elite who hold office. Those will be the only ones exempt from that.
Yeah, they've closed the door.
Otherwise, everybody in the country is equally miserable. I will say one thing about that plan. It will eliminate illegal immigration. No one will want to come here ever again.
Yes, that goes against why people want to come here.
Yeah, that'll take care of one of our problems. Congratulations. Yeah. AOC just solved one of our problems right there. Good night, everybody. God bless. Drive safely. I tell you, it's agonizing. It's just absolutely agonizing what these people are trying to do to our country. And again, that's why they cannot and must not win this election. Or for that matter, any other election, ever. 888-900-3393.
Work.
Some tweets here from Carl Smith. Will someone tell Hillary, I was told the Clintons are responsible for hundreds of murders.
Right.
I guess it has to be true.
Right.
Well, were you told it? Yes. So obviously it's true. Kara 3022. Hillary was told about Wisconsin votes by the same person who told Harry Reid that Mitt Romney didn't pay taxes for 10 years. That guy gets around. Or a woman.
Whoever
it is. Yeah. Duct Tape Freak. I loved the later on version of Harry Reid's explanation of that whole situation. When he was asked about it later, and if he had any regrets because it wasn't true. And his response was, well, he didn't win, did he?
Yeah.
Wow, you are despicable.
Yeah, the end justifies the means, man. He didn't care.
Wow, he didn't care at all. Duct Tape Freak tweets, I've been told, is classical political media for I made it up. Oh, that is so cynical. What? Keen Dog 2000 tweets, be nice to poor Hillary. It's only been 1,387 days since she lost the election. Yeah, it's too soon. Too soon to go after her. Too soon.
Talk about she can't let it go, boy.
Oh, my gosh. It's still eating her alive.
Yeah, it's right there.
And she's realizing now she's never going to be president of the United States.
Yeah, it's done.
Peekapool, the snarky jackhole Pokemon, tweets, notice Shrillery practicing the progressive tactics, conflating absentee ballots, which must be requested with mail-in ballots. Oh, they're good at that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah, the mail-in ballots, which are being distributed like junk mail. Also, let's see, from B to Bodine, even if Joe Biden loses by 50 million, billion, trillion votes, he shouldn't concede?
I mean, that's really the only way, right? Trump's got to win big. It's got to be overwhelming. They won't believe it, and they won't buy it.
I don't even know if that'll be enough. The way they're setting this up, they're gonna try to say it was manipulated by Russians or some kind of interference from the outside or the inside. Trump did it himself.
Tell you whose fault it is. It's that damn Joy as the Postmaster General.
Right.
That guy.
He came out of the blue. That evil.
That guy.
That evil just came from nowhere. And all of a sudden just started terrorizing our country.
Right.
The bastard. From Bob Loblaw, rumor has it Hillary has been secretly investing in postmark stamps in recent days. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Somebody was told that.
And from Wait, what? Will someone please teach Hillary the Jeffy rule about microphones? Just because there's a mic doesn't mean she needs to talk.
That's a difference, though. I mean, she was actually agreed to the great docu-series Circus on Showtime. So, that was a difference to my rule. I mean, my rule is when people show up at your house, you don't have to speak.
That is true.
If they come up to you on the street, you don't have to speak.
Yeah, but like you said, when it's the great docuseries that nobody can miss.
Thank you, on Showtime.
Yeah. Called
Circus.
Circus.
Yeah, the Circus.
Right. From Cyberchasm, I do not expect Joe Biden to concede. He's going to have no idea he lost. He doesn't even have an idea he's running.
Did I win yet? Yeah, just sit there, Joe. We got it.
From Bronco Nagurski Fan Club, my daughter just asked, "What's a leopard colony?" Of course, I didn't say leopard colony. Leper. We don't have many of those anymore.
We do not.
There's not a lot of call for a nice, good, old-fashioned, isolated leper colony.
Some people have called for it.
Yeah, they have.
Some people have called for it.
And they may call for it again.
I know.
Tyler Relentless Daring. I think AOC has explosive diarrhea of the mouth. Oh, no question about that. From Get Off My Lawn. I somewhat disagree with your assessment of their end game. Before this is over, the LGBTQIA2 movement, 2+, will demand your participation. Yes.
Well.
Yeah. They won't be happy until not only have we embraced, accepted, and promoted their lifestyle, but we've joined them. Where'd we join them? Every human being is in the LGBTQ2+, IA2+
We're already
movement.
here.
Right, so we might as well, right? Carl Smith tweets, I want to let AOC know that I'm not xenophobic. Many of my best friends are xenos. I like that. Yeah. When you get right into the stupid flow of the show, it's just fun, isn't it? It's just fun. Good, clean fun. All right. So, let's see. We have Abby Johnson. We got to
do Abby.
Got to do Abby. I mean, in a nice way. We've got to play her clip, and because it was really good last night. I'm so glad they covered it.
Yes.
It's kind of a ballsy move, and they went ahead. She just plowed over them.
It's proof that Donald Trump is the most pro-life president.
Isn't it, though?
I mean, there's no backing down from that.
We should look into that, whether or not they have focused for 5 or 6 or 7 minutes, whatever she spoke for, on abortion at any other convention.
I bet they haven't. No way.
I'll bet they haven't. So here is what Abby Johnson had to say last night to America.
My name is Abby Johnson, and I spent 8 years working for Planned Parenthood, but today I'm a pro-life activist. When I was in college, Planned Parenthood approached me at a volunteer fair. They talked about helping women in crisis and their commitment to keep abortion safe, legal, and rare. I was convinced to volunteer and later offered a full-time job as a medical assistant before my promotion to director of the clinic. I truly believed I was helping women, but things drastically changed in 2009. In April, I was awarded Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award and invited to their annual gala where they present the Margaret Sanger Award, named for their founder. And Margaret Sanger was a racist who believed in eugenics. Her goal when founding Planned Parenthood was to...
really quick, and let's go back to that part where she starts talking about Margaret Sanger. This is pretty courageous because you have just opened yourself up to their patron saint of death. And when you mess with their patron saint of death, you don't want none of that. Wow.
You do not.
You're messing with the edge of the spear now.
I know.
That's courageous. Just flat out called her a racist, which she is, and there's all kinds of proof for her. But nobody ever says it. Well, except us and a few others. But here she is.
April, I was awarded Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award and invited to their annual gala where they present the Margaret Sanger Award, named for their founder. And Margaret Sanger was a racist who believed in eugenics. Her goal when founding Planned Parenthood was to eradicate the minority population. Today, almost 80% of Planned Parenthood abortion facilities are strategically located in minority neighborhoods.
Yes!
And every year, Planned Parenthood celebrates its racist roots by presenting the Margaret Sanger Award.
Amazing.
Later in August, my supervisor assigned me a new quota to meet, an abortion quota. I was expected to sell double the abortions performed the previous year. When I pushed back, underscoring Planned Parenthood's public-facing goal of decreasing abortions, I was reprimanded and told, abortion is how we make our money. But the tipping point came a month later when a physician asked me to assist with an ultrasound-guided abortion. Nothing prepared me for what I saw on the screen. An unborn baby fighting back, desperate to move away from the suction. And I'll never forget what the doctor said next. Beam me up, Scotty. The last thing I saw was a spine twirling around in the mother's womb before succumbing to the force of the suction. On October 6th, I left the clinic, looking back only to remember why I now advocate so passionately for life. I founded and currently run And Then There Were None, a nonprofit organization that's helped nearly 600 abortion workers transition out of the industry. For most people who consider themselves pro-life, abortion is abstract. They can't even conceive of the barbarity. They don't know about the products of conception room and abortion clinics where infant corpses are pieced back together to ensure nothing remains in the mother's wombs, or that we joked and called it the pieces of children room. You see, for me, abortion is real. I know what it sounds like. I know what abortion smells like. Did you know abortion even had a smell?
Right.
I've been the perpetrator to these babies, to these women. And I now support President Trump because he has done more for the unborn than any other president. During his first month in office, he banned federal funds for global health groups that promote abortion. That same year, he overturned an Obama-Biden rule that allowed government subsidy of abortion. He appointed a record number of pro-life judges, including 2 Supreme Court justices. And importantly, he announced a new rule protecting the rights of healthcare workers objecting to abortion, many of whom I work with every day. Life is a core tenet of who we are as Americans. And this election is a choice between 2 radical anti-life activists and the most pro-life president we have ever had.
There you go.
That's something that should compel you to action. Go door to door, make calls, talk to your neighbors and friends, and vote on November 3rd. Take action that reelects our president, and do it with our very most vulnerable Americans in mind, the ones who haven't been born yet.
How dare she? How dare she? Talk about a woman's right to choose in that way. Talk about reproductive health in that way. Jeez.
And she's wearing that god-awful 72 pin. That 1972 pin. I can't take it. I can't take
Can't you?
That's her jewelry. That's actually her jewelry.
Yeah.
They came up with that because Selena Gomez came out with her 1973 abortion rights jewelry.
Oh.
And Abby's like, no, we're going to start doing 1972.
That's great.
I know. Fight back.
Wait, Selena
Fight
Gomez,
back.
the little actress, has a 1973 pin.
That was her jewelry, the 73.
Disgusting. Oh, come on. Yeah. Wow. Okay, well, yeah, because we're really happy about the year that they started murdering infants.
No, what we're happy
country.
about is women can make choices about their own body.
Oh, that's right. That's reproductive health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Now they can finally get mammograms, which Planned Parenthood doesn't do somehow. So,
No, but they can get it.
But they can, yeah. They can walk into a Planned Parenthood, and Planned Parenthood can send you a couple of miles away where there's a hospital or clinic where they can do that for you. Yeah, we don't do that here. Well, what about prenatal care? Nah, we don't do that here. We're not about babies. We're about
flyer
killing them.
right there. You can take that.
Yeah, take that flyer,
go.
And we'll show you how to wipe that baby from your womb if you want.
I mean, her words were. I mean, I got goosebumps again.
Yeah, it's powerful. I mean, every time you hear her speak, it's great. You see the movie, you understand what's coming, you know what she does, and every time it's impactful. Even so, really impactful. So was Pom Bondi last night.
Always great.
Really impactful. She was the one that was kind of in attack mode. Everybody else had a pretty positive message, like Abby's, let's let children live. How about that? How about black babies?
Good thing.
Get born. What about that?
Huh.
You love black people so much, Democrats. How about we have more of them? What do you think? I mean, is that too much to ask? Well, yeah, it is. It is too much to ask.
I thought black lives mattered.
Right. Not in the womb. Not in the womb, they don't. So Pom Bondi took on Joe Biden last night and his son. You got to believe. Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine how pissed they were watching this? Here's some of what she had to say.
When you look at his 47-year career in politics, the people who benefited are his family members, not the American people. Let's take a closer look. We all know about Joe's son, Hunter Biden. A corrupt Ukrainian oligarch put Hunter on the board of his gas company, even though he had no experience in Ukraine or in the energy sector. None. Yet he was paid millions to do nothing. He only had one qualification that mattered. He was the son of the man in charge of distributing U.S. aid to Ukraine.
Wait, that can't be right.
And recently reported information revealed that a few months after Hunter Biden joined that corrupt company's board, the Obama-Biden State Department began doing business with them, even when it remained under investigation for corruption. And it gets worse. That very same company was being investigated by a Ukrainian prosecutor. Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, threatened to withhold aid to Ukraine unless that same prosecutor was fired. And then he was fired. Hunter only resigned from that board just before his dad announced his campaign for president.
Amazing coincidence.
Now let's talk about China. Fact. Joe Biden flew to China on Air Force Two with Hunter along for the ride. They said he was just there as a family member.
Yeah, just
but
company.
We know that's untrue.
What do you mean?
In Beijing, Hunter didn't just go sightseeing. He had meetings with his Chinese bank partners. Hunter even arranged for his dad to meet with one of the partners. 10 days later, those Chinese communist bankers approved millions to go to Hunter's firm.
Surprise!
And those bankers work for the Chinese Communist Party, which oppresses their people, cheated American workers for decades, and covered up a deadly virus.
And that's
to this day, Hunter controls a 10% stake in that firm. And Joe Biden's done more than look the other way on China. He said, the Chinese aren't our competition. Come on, man. They're not bad folks. Come on, Joe. Talk to the folks in Middle America who lost countless jobs to China while your son was getting rich with them. But there's more. Fact. There have been numerous press reports that have shown other close Biden family members benefited from Joe's 47-year political career. Joe Biden was point person on Iraq. The president.
Wow. I mean, really good facts and
down the list, man.
Just nicely delivered too. I mean, she's striking the right tone there, I think. And of course, it's going to drive the Democrats out of their minds.
Oh, yeah. That's how bad discredited.
Right. No, it has not. I mean, Joe said when he was challenged by that guy that he called fat. Look fat. Joe said, nobody's saying that. Wait.
No.
Nobody's saying it?
Well, you heard that. Let's do some. You know what? You and I should fight right now. Nobody's saying that. Fat.
And then the guy says he saw it multiple times on MSNBC, and Joe is adamant that MSNBC wouldn't say that. They would never say that about me. No, they didn't. MSNBC didn't say that.
That's right.
Remember that? Amazing. That's just great stuff. All right, let me take a minute and tell you about ScoreMaster. Did you know that the average American has 97 points they can add to their credit score? They have no idea how to get them, but they could. ScoreMaster is the new credit science. It super boosts your credit score. Forget raising your score a few points. That's weak. It doesn't help anything. The average ScoreMaster user raises their credit score 61 points in 20 days or less. 61 points. Let's say your credit score was in the high 500s to mid 600s when you bought that new car. If you'd just gone to ScoreMaster first and raised your credit score just by the average 61 points our listeners get, you could have saved $9,000 on your car loan. Wow. And if you had gone to ScoreMaster just before applying for a home loan and raised your score just the average 61 points our listeners get, you could have saved almost $100,000 over the life of your loan. If you own a business, you know how essential great credit is. From getting a loan to funding projects, financing equipment, go to ScoreMaster first and see how super boosting your business credit score can save you a fortune. ScoreMaster, it puts you in control of your finances, not the banks. Enroll in minutes and see how many plus points ScoreMaster can add to your credit score. Visit ScoreMaster.com/Pat. ScoreMaster.com/Pat. Did I already say that I'm here?
Yeah, I think
it
so.
already happened.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm here.
Pat Gray unleashed. There you go.
Yeah, just that generic thing.
Yeah.
Not positive, not negative, just a neutral statement. Yeah, he's here. Pat Gray's here.
You're welcome.
Whatever. He's on. Heard your show today.
I wanted to call. I haven't been listening, but I wanted to say one thing.
And then I'm gonna tell three other stories that I've been talking about with your phone screener.
I'm gonna hang up, and you can tell me. I'll listen on the air.
First, I need to recite the haiku that I just learned. Then I'm going to hang up and listen to your response. All right, from Shall Not Be Infringed, AOC. We need to fight against like colonialism and like rich people or whatever.
Like whatever.
Trust me on this. I'm a Congresser. She's so brilliant, isn't she?
Right.
She's brilliant.
Right.
Rants out loud. AOC wants to eradicate irritable bankroll syndrome. Yes. She'll take that away from you, and you won't have to worry about it anymore. Fort Lightfoot Salon. AOC would make Mao say, "Whoa, dial it back a bit there, sport."
That's really funny. That's not true. She's not quite as bad as Mao right now.
I don't know.
Whoa, dial it back there a little bit.
That's funny. Preston Unmasked. So how does one determine the winner or loser in a Stacey Abrams versus Hillary matchup?
Oh, Hillary.
I don't know. Neither one of them can lose, right? Neither one of them have ever lost.
Hillary wins that.
Bovine scatology. Pat, we're all included in the LGBT infinity movement. The last character is a plus. All right. That's true. It's all inclusive, isn't it? From William. Great to see Jeffy while Keith is away. Oh, that's why.
It's not Keith.
I'm not gonna
swollen up from the bee sting. Oh,
or the water weight gain.
Yeah, it's not
or
Keith. Or
fill in the blank. It could be anything. I was really surprised. I thought you were Keith the whole time, and I was thinking, man, something is radically wrong with him today.
I don't want to say anything.
I don't want to say anything, except I did at the start of the show because I couldn't hold it back. It was just too jarring. Fort Lightfoot Salon again. Abby Johnson has no fear in this fight. Her and Lila Rose are incredible frontline warriors in this movement. Yeah. Really are.
Yeah. Just incredible.
So, and when you think of Abby as having gone from managed Planned Parenthood and been Planned Parenthood Employee of the Year.
Right. I mean, she's doing the
where
job,
she
right?
is now. It's amazing. It's amazing. So bless her heart for doing that.
I mean, that's a lot of work to do to try to get your soul back.
Sure is, but she's doing it.
I believe that she has.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. She didn't know better before, right? And so, got to kind of factor that in. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
So I'm looking at all the stuff that we have for today, and I mean, there's just too much.
I know. It's always like that, though. It's like that every day.
It's just too much.
It's Sophie's choice. Some things just are left behind.
Now, maybe we just continue on, or we leave them behind.
Right. So, I mean, for instance, Biden's comment, I think it was yesterday, that he's prepared to shut the country down again.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Come January, and we have coronavirus and the flu combining, which many scientists have said is a real possibility.
I think this is David Muir, right, from ABC News, interviewing him, asking him the question here.
Post-convention, by the way.
Right.
Post-convention, he tells people, shut it down.
Would you be prepared to shut this country down again?
I would be prepared to do whatever it takes to save lives, because we cannot get the country moving until we control the virus.
Oh, I love that talking point.
That is the fundamental flaw of this administration's thinking to begin with. Mm-hmm. In order to keep the country running and moving and the economy growing and people employed, you have to fix the virus. You have to deal with the virus.
Sure.
So if the scientists say shut it down?
I would shut it down.
I
would listen to the scientists.
You'd listen to the scientists. Which ones? What if you have conflicting opinions on that? Which scientists do you listen to?
Well, you listen to the ones that social media tell you are correct.
Right. And the ones you agree with. That's what you do.
Yeah.
There's not going to be consensus on that. There won't be. You'll have somebody telling you, yeah, you got to shut it down. Somebody else saying, no, you can't shut it down again. You talk about you got to have jobs. The jobs will all go away. And by the time you bring them back, they won't be there anymore.
So you're bringing nothing back.
Right. Plus, we're talking about January here. You'd shut it down again in January, a year later.
I don't think America would do it. I honestly don't think America would do it, whether it's Trump or Biden. But I don't think America would do it because I mean, right now, if President Trump said we got to shut it down,
there'd be massive pushback.
No way.
You know, and I thought the Democrats were the party of the little guy, the small business owner. Shut it down again, and there won't be any small business anymore. Listen to this. Concerned citizen from, this was last week, and he's speaking to a city council where the businesses are still closed. They're still closed, and they won't allow them to reopen. And this guy stepped up to the microphone at a city council meeting.
I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty appalled at what's going on. At first we sat as concerned citizens, and we all wanted to figure out how to best navigate our way through this whole COVID thing, And as we realized that it's not quite as dangerous as we thought it'd be, I was absolutely appalled at the cowardice, And as you're sitting there with your masks on, I don't blame you for wearing masks, because I'd be hiding my face too if I was you for what you're doing.
Listen to how calm this takedown is. It's the genius of it. You think he's going to say something nice to him. He says, I'd be wearing a mask too.
I'd be hiding my face if
I were you, I'd be hiding too.
It's horrendous what you're doing to these people. I'm a business owner, and I'm telling you, our families are starving. You guys can sit here with your jobs. You can sit here and you're going to get paid. You can fall asleep in your chair like that gentleman's doing behind his mask right there. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, that right now we're being peaceful. And you better be happy that we're good citizens, that we're peaceful citizens. But it's not going to be peaceful much longer. Okay?
Wow.
And this isn't a threat. I'm not a criminal. I've never been a criminal. But I'm telling you, good citizens are going to turn into real concerned and revolutionary citizens real soon. And nobody else is going to say that. I'm probably the only person that has the balls to say what I'm saying right now.
It's probably
true. We're building, we're organizing, and we'll work with law enforcement or without law enforcement. But you won't stop us when time comes, because our families are starving.
Yep.
And if you don't hear the seriousness of my voice, I hope you open your ears.
No, I hear
you
it.
absolutely listen to what I'm saying. Because this is a warning for what's coming. It's not going to be peaceful much longer. It's not going to be rah-rah. It's not going to be speeches. It's not going to be gathered outside saying a Pledge of Allegiance. It's not going to be waving flags. It's going to be real.
I know.
When you've seen the things that I've seen, I went to war for this country. I've seen it ugliest, dirtiest part of humanity. I've been in combat, and I never want to go back again. But I'm telling you what, I will to save this country. If it has to be against our own citizens, it will happen. Jeez. And there's a million people like me, and you won't stop us. Open the county. Let our citizens do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. Let owners of businesses do what they need to do to feed their families.
Right.
Take the masks off. Quit masking and muzzling your children. The psychological damage you're doing to them is horrible. I've had 6 friends kill themselves since it's happened. Veterans who lost their jobs.
Jeez.
How do you feel about being complicit in perpetuating that? The greatest hoax ever perpetuated on the American people, and you're part of it by wearing your masks. In Shasta County, we're supposed to be red country up here. Not blue country, we're red country up here.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and I don't take that as just an idle threat and trying to incite violence. I take that as a guy who's appealing to the people who have control over their livelihoods, begging them to do the right thing.
Yes.
And let them open up their businesses again and feed their families. I hope they listen to them.
And look, we're already seeing in Wisconsin where people are saying, no.
Enough of this. Yeah, hey, we're getting sick of this. If you're not going to take care of it, we will. And that's why militia showed up in Kenosha last night. 2 people were killed and another was injured. People are fed up. They're sick and tired of it. And they want their cities back. They don't want it burning every night. Can you blame them?
And these businesses who are being destroyed because of the protests, those businesses were already struggling.
I'm sorry, the mostly peaceful protests, if you will. Mostly peaceful protests.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got to use that.
Okay.
You have to use.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful?
Okay, there you go.
Okay. I mean, they were already struggling.
Yes.
Speaking of that, though, really, I mean, you saw CNN. You want to know how you skewed the news a little bit?
Oh yeah, isn't that something?
The Chiron on Wolf show
was right for a few minutes.
It was.
And then they realized,
and then the hotline,
whoa.
And then somebody called on the hotline and said, what are you doing?
I mean, look at this. Here's CNN airing the Chiron. And the Chiron says there are violent protests going on.
Just amazing.
First, let's go to CNN's Omar Jimenez. He's in Kenosha for us. Omar, this incident was captured on video. You want to warn our viewers, the video is graphic, very hard to watch. But set the scene for us.
Somebody's
Walk
on the
us
hotline
through
right
what
now.
you're learning.
Hotline's ready. Get that.
That's right, Wolf. Well, there are a lot of investigations playing out right now trying to figure out what led up to Jacob Blake being shot.
Protest.
But what we do know for sure is that
no violence.
They have expressed that.
Look at that!
Thank you. That's how you skew a little bit of the news right there.
That is unreal.
That is how you skew a little bit of the news right there.
It's absolutely astounding.
You're using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Right. I should be used to it by now. I should be used to it. But is there ever been a better example?
That's right there in your face.
Of what they're doing? They put up violent protests for, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I don't think it was even a minute.
That long. Yeah.
They wipe the Chiron off. They quickly delete violent.
Get rid of violent. I want that violent
and
gone.
now they're just reporting on the protests, not the violent protests.
It was a Zucker at CNN. It was his hotline, direct shot right to the studios. What are you doing?
I mean, that's incredible.
I know.
Jeez. And has the Chiron editor been fired? Sure hope so.
Oh, I hope so. I hope they drug that person out the front door.
Kicking and screaming if necessary.
No, it was an accident. It was an accident.
No, sorry.
No. There's no sorry.
Cannot abide that kind of accident.
We cannot have sorry for that. There's a couple other big stories. I know there's a ton of stuff that we never get to, and we will. Don't worry about it. We can still have Thursday and Friday. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to it. Like we have the big storm probably going to hit tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Laura barreling down on the Gulf Coast, looking like if you look at the cone of death. The center of it is looking like the Louisiana-Texas border. Through up there, it's a Category 3 now, a solid Category 3.
They expected to make landfall as a 3, last I saw.
And if that happens, you're looking at, between 10 and 15-foot storm surge.
Yeah.
With rain and it's ugly. If you are in that path, you need to make arrangements to get out of there now if you haven't already.
Yeah, they're evacuating 600,000 people out of the area.
I would not say no to that.
You hunker down for wind, you flee water. That's the rule of thumb.
Right. So it isn't the rain. It's that storm surge that gets you, because that just continues. I'll never forget talking to a lady that was in, I forget what storm it was in, but it made landfall in Texas. And she rode it out and ended up on the top of her washer, watching the water flow. I mean, water was up to her waist as she stood on her washer.
Wow.
And that's where it stopped.
Be a little scary, wouldn't it? Wow.
You leave. You got to leave.
Yep. Yeah. You really shouldn't ride out something like that.
No.
And they kind of know what areas are going to be affected that badly. They usually predict it fairly well.
Yeah. The cone of death is pretty. They give you that cone so that when it travels a little bit farther west or travel east, the middle. It didn't go down the middle. That's why we gave you the cone of death. Okay?
Right. Yeah, because you can't exactly predict where, because we don't control those conditions. So, unlike the climate change morons,
right?
Thinking that we can, we can't. We can't control that. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. There's a lot of this going on too. Mobs showing up at really stupid times in stupid places, doing stupid things. Ugly, moronic, mostly white mobs of people who are supposedly Black Lives Matter advocates. And here's one of those experiences, I guess you would call it, at a D.C. restaurant. And look at these morons yelling at customers in the restaurant.
That they must comply.
And you're supposed to raise your fist, and some of them wouldn't.
What?
No,
I mean,
I'm not going to raise my fist.
Get out of my face.
It's just
I don't know what more you do.
I don't know.
If you're her,
you kick them in the face,
right?
As
but
they're leaning into you. Boom!
I would like that very much.
I would like it
that
too.
very much.
I'm a bad person. I would like.
I know. That's why I was just going to say.
Sorry. I'm a bad person, and that makes me want to lash out.
I mean,
I can't take it.
I know
that you're not helping the cause by doing that. These idiotic tactics won't win you any points at all with anybody. Marching through neighborhoods at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's not going to win you any points with anybody. Yelling and screaming and the violence and looting and rioting are not going to help your cause. I don't care who your cause is trying to support. That's not going to work. You're not going to influence people in a positive way doing that kind of stuff when they've got no decision-making process for what you're trying to accomplish. They're not involved in it in any way. They're just living their lives. They want to be left alone, have a nice meal, go home, and then you show up.
I want to drink my coffee.
Right. I want to eat my meal. That's all I want to do.
Here on the street outside. They won't let me sit inside.
Please just leave me alone. Get out of my face. Don't be yelling at me and ruining my night. This is not helping. Okay, now you've convinced me I should be a Black Lives Matter supporter because you just ruined my day. That's great. Thank you.
I mean, it's just like when they did the same thing here in Dallas not long ago, where the restaurant was there with families, both black and white and red and yellow people eating.
And they all seem to be getting along okay together, right?
Well, it appeared that they were.
It appeared they were. Yeah.
And then it was time for the mob to come and holler at everybody and make them be black. What are you doing?
It's asinine.
It doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work.
But it doesn't. But they don't care because they as the mob doesn't care because you have to burn it down.
I go back to 15 years ago or so in Houston when the janitors downtown were on strike.
Right.
And SEIU came down from Chicago with all kinds of organized adjutants, with all kinds of militants ready to stir things up for the janitors who worked at the downtown buildings. And so they gathered garbage and dumped it in the middle of intersections to make our lives a little bit better.
Put them on your side.
That made
right there.
Boy, did I support them after that. And let me tell you, I insisted every day that they get their 35 cent an hour wage increase or whatever it was. Yeah, they deserve 35 cents an hour more. Absolutely.
Right, pay them more so they pick up the trash that's blocking all of our lives.
It's just unreal. Why do you make people's lives miserable and then expect them to be on your side? Doesn't make any sense.
No,
right? Doesn't make any sense at all. All right, 888-900-3393. So things are coming to a head in Wisconsin. People are fed up. Fortunately, the mother of the shooting victim had some things to say yesterday about.
She was awesome yesterday. I don't know if we have time to play it all, but I mean, she was really awesome yesterday.
Here's some of what she said.
We really just need prayers. As I was riding through the city, I noticed a lot of damage. It doesn't reflect my son or my family. If Jacob knew what was going on as far as that goes, the violence and the destruction, he would be very unpleased. So I'm really asking and encouraging everyone in Wisconsin and abroad to take a moment and examine your hearts. Citizens, police officers, firemen, clergy, politicians, do Jacob justice on this level and examine your hearts.
She was awesome.
Yeah, she was.
And it was also reported that, and I don't know it to be true, but it was reported that she and Jacob in the hospital prayed with the police officers that were there. So, I mean,
that's good.
You know, I got the stories about
That's
Jacob. Nice. I know, and I know the whole thing. That whole story is just another incredible story that happened. But I will say that was 322 timestamp. Now the dad
spoke about half an hour later or so.
It was at the same gathering of press and attorneys.
Seems like he felt a little differently.
He did have a different take on it when asked about justice.
What was your question to Mr. No, I do not. You don't have confidence. I don't have the confidence. Anybody that is white that is doing an investigation about a black young man that was shot 7 times in his back and haven't come up with an answer or a comment at this point is not welcome.
Okay.
It's not welcome.
All right.
Okay, and you saw the mom
move on.
there.
Next question.
And you saw the mom.
Yeah,
the
she
mom,
wasn't happy about it.
Not happy at all.
Yeah.
So,
here's the thing. Don't resist arrest. That wouldn't happen. He would not be paralyzed now. Had he complied with what the officers were telling him to do, instead he completely ignored them. Then he gets into his car as if to retrieve something. They don't know if it's a gun. They don't know if it's a knife. They don't know what he's doing.
Right.
They don't know what he's doing.
Now,
do I wish they wouldn't have shot him 7 times in the back and paralyzed him? Yeah, I do. But they're trying to save their lives, too. They don't know what the guy is going to do.
Now, he's got his kids in the back.
Yep.
Right? So, in today's world, and I don't want the police thinking like this, but in today's world, as a police officer, with the climate of the country, will you just let him go?
No. I don't know.
I know. They've already got their weapons pulled.
What was he pulled over for? Or?
He wasn't pulled over. There was an argument in the neighborhood that they got called to.
And he was part of
it. Yes.
Okay.
And
did he have a knife?
And he wasn't supposed to be there. They have not reported on any of that.
Okay.
The investigation is still ongoing. They just released the video from the other side. Like all we saw, the thing that started the firestorm was the video from across the street.
Yeah, because you see him being shot 7 times in one of those
But
angles.
you also, in that video where he's walking away from police that are armed.
Yeah. Yelling at him. Stop. So, he doesn't. Why not?
The video,
what are you doing?
The video shot from the other side shows them wrestling with him. It was like he was down on the ground and then got up and continued to walk around the car, and that's where we get the other angle. I mean, I just don't. It would seem that compliance would have been best.
Well, yeah, he'd be fine if he complied. Might be in jail, but he
because there was already a warrant out.
Wouldn't
for his
be paralyzed
that they knew about. It's just I know the dad's angry and nobody wants their kid shot.
Right. Yeah. But there's ways to avoid it, and there's personal responsibility. It is tragic what happened to him. And I don't know if it was an overreaction or not. You put yourself in that situation.
I know.
As a police officer, and you don't know what the person's going to do.
You don't.
A lot of times they're retrieving a gun.
Right. And the way he was getting into his vehicle,
and the way he was ignoring him,
wasn't like you normally get into a vehicle.
Yeah. And so you have no problem just ignoring them and doing what you feel like doing. It's just bizarre. The whole thing
really
is bizarre. Why would you do that?
And now, because of that, we're going to just destroy the city.
Right.
We're going to just destroy the city. That I just can't.
Just another opportunistic move by these mobs. And it's got to stop. It really has to stop. It doesn't seem to be stopping.
No, it doesn't.
But we really need it to.
And look, we've had cities all across America, every night, right? I mean, between
Portland,
Atlanta,
especially,
Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, Houston, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, New York City, Phoenix, Portland, Richmond, Seattle, St. Louis, Washington, D.C. And I mean, it has to stop somewhere. And look, do I think we should, call in the military? I don't know. I mean, people are already, there's businesses asking for Chicago to send in the National Guard, begging to send in the National Guard to stop it because the mayor has lost control. Well, this mayor hasn't lost control of her neighborhood because she doesn't allow anybody down the street.
Well, Judy Collins said they should send in the clowns. I wonder if that would help. Just bring a smile to everybody's face. You send in the clowns and you let them deal with the situation, and everybody feels better about things. Remember when she said send in the clowns?
I do remember when she said that, but then I think, and I could be wrong, I think she also said don't bother, they're here.
Oh, the clowns are already there. Okay. Was she talking about this situation? No, I don't know.
I don't know. If you say she was. I mean,
so, is she still alive? We should get her on the phone.
Somebody get Judy Collins on the line.
Maybe Judy Collins is the key to peace here. I'm not sure. I really hated the song when I was a kid.
Judy's got to be alive.
Hated the song.
How old is Judy Collins if she's alive?
Right, 1,000 years old.
She's
pushing 80.
Pushing
80 would be my guess.
Pushing
80 plus.
She pushed past. 81.
She blew right past 80.
Yeah,
81 years old.
She does. Yeah. She looks great though. Let's get her on the phone. Right? Get her on.
Does she look great?
She's up already. Oh,
Good.
She hasn't gone to bed yet.
Okay.
She's still up.
It's Judy Collins. She probably hasn't gone to bed yet. Isn't it Sweet Judy Blue Eyes? Isn't that about Judy Collins?
Is this?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe we'll delve into that tomorrow. See you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.